guys, what is going on? This is Brisinger here. So let me give you guys a few updates real quick on what this video is going to be about. So about a year to 2 years ago, I started a YouTube channel about Magic the Gathering and the lore behind a few of my favorite plot lines that they had going on, and I tried making a series focused around that. I only got like 2 videos out before school and life just started catching up with me, and I had to kind of just stop. But originally when I was making this video, it was for that YouTube channel, just because I realized I wanted to do some variety stuff. So I originally intended this video to be posted on that channel. However, I am gonna go ahead and move the videos from that channel onto this one. I think I'm just gonna make this like my main channel and just do whatever I want, you know, just for fun. But so the preface, I guess, is to point out that I started this challenge I'm about to show you guys like a year ago or something, like I said, for that channel. And obviously there was like a gap in between when I was doing it, so almost like a year gap, I'm pretty sure. So, and I'll point out when we get to that point where the gap was. But so I knew a lot better what I was doing originally. So if I start to seem a little confused later in the video, that's why. So with that out of the way, another thing I want to point out is that like I said, it was about Magic the Gathering. So my character's name was MTG originally, and yeah, so when you see me addressed as MTG, that is why. But with that out of the way, guys, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alrighty, so this video was inspired. I got inspired by a content creator on this platform called Dry Bread, and he does a lot of videos like this where he does different challenges in the Pokemon games. And I think one got recommended into my YouTube feed, and I watched it just off the cuff, and I ended up really liking it. And I started checking out his channel a lot, and I thought what he was doing looked like, I guess not fun, but pretty interesting. And I eventually got interested in trying one of these challenges that he does out on my own. I'm going to go ahead and link his YouTube channel in the description probably. And you can go check him out. He has some really good content on there, guys. So if you have the time and are interested in Pokemon, go ahead and just give him a look. But I decided to go ahead and give Fire Red a try with Only Shedinja. And I'm sure there's a few of you who don't know why that might be kind of hard. Well, one, obviously it's only one Pokemon, and what's crazy about Shedinja is that the special thing about him is that he has two kind of tropes about him. The first is his ability, which is Wonder Guard, and the other fact is he will have 1 HP at all levels, even at level 100. So this sounds kind of crazy that I'm trying to beat the game with a Pokemon that only has 1 HP. But his ability, Wonder Guard, only allows super effective moves to hit him, and literally every other move does 0 damage, which like none at all. So it has to be super effective, and if it is, then it will deal damage, which will obviously one-shot me. But anything that's not super effective literally does 0 damage. So yeah, so it's not as hard as it sounds originally. Another thing that's kind of rough about it, though, is that he is Bug and Ghost. So, in case any of you also don't know, the Bug typing has a lot of weaknesses. And actually, let me check real quick. Yeah, so, by the way, I'm recording this as I am doing the video. So, I'm going to be on the journey with you guys. But his weaknesses, just real quick, are Ghost, Flying, Dark, Fire, and Rock. So that's 5 typings. In Gen 3, Dark isn't super common, but Flying, Fire, and Rock are pretty common, I think, for most of the region. Ghost isn't as common either. But still, that's a lot of Pokemon, and like I said, they only have to hit me once. So we'll see how that goes. That's a lot of weaknesses for enemies to try and exploit, which will definitely give me a rough time. But regardless, at face value, it just looks like anyone who has a type advantage is going to beat me. and I'm pretty sure the NPC AI is set to almost automatically use super effective moves. So I'm really not sure if I'll be able to beat this challenge, especially since this is my first one. So, I'm not like a veteran or anything, definitely a rookie here. There's a few rules that I'm going to follow that I want you guys to be aware of that I've just seen like other creators like Mud Dry Bread use as well in these type of challenges. And the first one is I'm obviously not going to use any other Pokemon in combat besides Shedinja. And I will have a couple others in my party just for HMs or certain abilities. Also, a heads up, I know there will be a couple double battles that I will have my HM slave technically in the battle with me, but I'm going to make sure that they are always either, using a move that literally does nothing, like Splash, for example, or like using like a X defense or something on themselves so that they're, like literally not contributing at all. The second is no items in battle, except like I just said for the useless Pokemon. I'm not going to be like using any like X accuracies or X speeds or X attacks on Shedinja to try and cheese my way through something. Yeah, so for the majority of the game, there's literally gonna be no items in battle. Outside is okay. So like if I needed to heal, I'm never gonna have to heal. I'm always gonna be at 1 HP or dead. But but that would be okay. Like if I was at the Elite Four, I could heal up or something. And then finally, no like glitches or exploits to like cheat myself through the game. There's a certain parts of the game where I will play to increase speed. Like when I'm grinding or going through a few dialogue options. I'm not like trying to try hard and like see how fast I can beat this or anything. I really, like I said, I'm doing it. I just want to see if I can go ahead and actually do it. So yeah, so those 3 rules, like I said, are going to be the only things that I'm really worried about. So what do you guys think? Do you think this gimmicky ability, Wonder Guard, which, like I said, only lets super effective moves hit me, is that going to be enough to get my 1 HP ninja through the game? Or do you guys think I'm going to run into just an unbeatable wall? If you guys have a prediction, let me know in the comments. Like I said, I'm playing this as I write this, so I'm not sure yet either. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and start the challenge. So using a Pokemon randomizer, I go ahead and change my starter to Shedinja. I decided to replace Bulbasaur. That way my rival would go ahead and pick Charmander, because I figured that going against a Charizard with, having the fire typing would make, no matter what happens later, funny, even if I do get pooped on. Anyways, I go ahead and pick and name my Shedinja No Fat Husky. There aren't enough characters to put Not Fat Husky, but I thought it was kind of funny because it's kind of a stupid joke. A lot of people say they're not fat, they're husky, and Shedinja is literally the husk of... Okay, I'll go ahead and stop. But anyways, my rival Green has no fire moves when we start the game, so I automatically win. A lot of these fights are basically gonna be, if they don't have a super effective move, I just automatically win. But so Shedinja starts the game with Scratch, Leech Life, and Harden. Harden is very obviously completely useless because no matter how much I increase my defense, anything that will deal damage to me will kill me. So we'll make sure to get rid of that as soon as we can. Anyways, I go up to Viridian, I get the parcel, I go back to Pallet, deliver the parcel, and I go and face Green again. He leads with a level 9 Pidgey, and I know his second Pokemon's obviously Charmander. Here I thought it'd be easy to get some more XP, but he's actually able to beat me here. So after getting Sand Attack and Growled 6 times, I miss most of my attacks, and the ones that do hit deal almost 0 damage. So eventually I run out of power points, and one struggle later, I am back at my house. So it's pretty clear that I am already going to have to start grinding to get a level advantage. So I can go to the grass on Route 1 and get to it. This was obviously going to happen eventually. Kind of disheartened it happened so quickly, but that's how it goes sometimes. So I remember that I can go and fight the Pokemon in the grass before Green, as for some reason I thought it was past him. And that makes leveling a bit easier, so I rush over there, and it's going pretty well until I run into a Spearow with Peck. And I have to go back to the Pokemon Center. Like I said, this 1 HP thing is already kind of sus. But anyways, after killing as many monkeys as I can without banging my head against a wall, I am finally level 15. So we get free swipes, I get rid of Harden just like I said I would, and then I run to the Pokemon Center to refill my power points and Alright, just my power points. Alright, back to Green. So he leads out with Pidgey and survives a scratch and gets a sand attack off. Luckily, the next scratch connects and he is down for the count. Next is Charmander, who hits a growl, but lucky for me, both my scratches hit, taking the battle. Kinda stomped him here. I think the point of this encounter is to get you to start catching Pokemon so you can switch out accuracy and stat changes. Oh well. Into the forest we go. So, into Viridian Forest we go, and there's almost no hiccups, honestly. Everyone here is a bug trainer, and they have no super effective moves, and they're also weak enough for me to basically one-shot all of them. So, we get through the forest, no sweat. After the forest, I heal up and tackle the gym. The gym trainer is pretty easy, and then I get to Brock. So, we get to Geodude, and I use Scratch to see the damage, and he instantly switches to Onix. He proceeds to Rock Tomb, and that is the match. So, back to grinding we go. So, after a little bit of brainstorming, I go ahead and I think I figured out a solution. So since 99% of the time Brock just immediately switches to Onix, I just go ahead and instantly sand attack. After that, I go for 5 more sand attacks and get his accuracy to the minimum, which I think is like 33%. So, this is definitely a battle with the RNG, and I end up eventually winning it. I get off the 6 sand attacks, and then I have to get off 7 leech lives to kill him. This is better than Scratch because of the stab, plus Onix low special defense stat. And since Geodude has no super effective moves, the Geodude goes down as well. Success! This was definitely way harder than I feel like it had to be. So after Brock, I head over to Mount Moon and clear it out pretty easily. There is a small bump when I get to the nerd guarding the fossils, as he has a coughing that poisons me, which, you know, one tick definitely takes me out instantly. But after I am prepared for this, I go back and take him out the second time. After this, I make it up to the other side of Mount Moon and immediately try to take on my rival. He leads with Pidgeotto, who I use Scratch on, and it really doesn't do any damage, unfortunately. 1 gust later, and I'm already dead. I probably could have gone back and kept fighting him until I hit a 5-hit Fury Swipes, but I'll have to grind soon anyway, so I just go ahead and start grinding until I hit level 30. After hitting 30, I go back and tackle my rival again. 1 Fury Swipes is enough to take him out. There are a few times when Fury Swipes misses, and that's usually an instant loss. Eventually, though, they hit, and I finally one-shot the Pidgeotto and the Charmander, and then sweep the Abra and Rattata. Easy rival challenge done. Next, we have the Nugget Bridge, which I take pretty easily. I go to Bill's and grab the SS ticket. Shedinja tries to learn Confuse right here, and I swap it out with Scratch. I actually immediately regretted this because I'm not sure if that was the right decision, just because the lack of attacking moves I'll have, but let's just hope it turns out for the best, right? So there's a hiker and a camp girl with a boyfriend that give me a little trouble, but I'm able to take them out and head over to Bill's. Grab my ticket, challenge Misty, and Misty is basically a pushover. Something kind of funny is when she sends out Starmie and uses Recover while she's at full health, she kind of gave me too much credit. It's kind of funny. But anyways, after beating Misty, I go ahead and go down to Vermilion, and I definitely try and hit every trainer I can. There's a couple instances where I miss Fury Swipes, and they just hit a super effective move. And that's obviously just, you know, an instant back to the PC. But eventually, I, sweep them all. I get to Vermilion, heal up, and then I battle all the trainers on the right of the city. Next, I board the SS Anne and clear out all the trainers to my best ability, because I definitely need all the XP I can get. There's one trainer with a double Nidoran that kind of gives me a hard time because I keep poisoning myself. So I actually just skip this part because I don't really need it. After a little bit longer, I finally get what I've been waiting for. Shadow Ball. This move is pretty busted, and it gets stabbed, and it's definitely going to make the challenge 20 times easier. After learning Shadow Ball, I just go and teach the double Nidoran guy a lesson, and I take on my rival. With Shadow Ball, it's pretty easy. I have to use Fury Swipes first since he leads with Pidgeotto. After another Fury Swipes, he's out and sends in Charmeleon. Shadow Ball is enough to end him, and the same for Kadabra. I'm fairly positive Raticate doesn't have any super effective moves, and I'm able to take it out easily. I grab Cut and head over to the gym. Shedinja is literally one-shotting everything at this point, and I get super lucky, and I get the trap open first try. This never happens. Lieutenant Surge goes down, and I head over to Rock Tunnel. I almost get through the tunnel with no flash, but Train at the end stops me, and I just get dumpstered. So, and I have to go through the dark all over again, which is definitely not my favorite part of the challenge. So eventually, by the grace of Arceus, I make it out and end up in Lavender Town. I rest up at the PC and head over to Pokemon Tower. I destroy green, luckily not getting one-shot by Pidgeotto Charmeleon, and I head to the top of the tower. I totally forgot about the dummy Marowak, upset about being murdered in cold blood or something like that, so I sprint over to Celadon. Not really any hassle at all on the way there, as I'm pretty overleveled, and Shadow Ball is a godsend. I get to Celadon, stag the coin case in case I want any of the TMs later, and I go to the slots, and there's a grunt just staring at a wall. This fits in pretty well with the average intelligence of a rocket grunt, so I was kind of uninterested at first, but I ended up talking to him anyway. I get into the rocket hideout and beat their wimpy Pokemon, and although Shedinja just about one-shots everyone, the problem at this point is kind of PowerPoint management. I always think it's funny as well that the grunt drops a lift key, and no matter how much time you give, he just announces that he dropped it instead of doing anything about it. This is obviously, for plot, but it still amazes me, like, how badly written some of these parts are. But anyways, I dip back to the Pokemon Center and head back to fight Giovanni. Kangaskhan is pretty tanky, but he doesn't have any super effective moves, so he resorts to Leer. This is pretty bad, since a lower defense means I'll take more never mind. I sweep his team and grab the Self Scope, so we are headed back to Lavender. I sweep the rest of the tower, grab the Flute. I also grabbed the tea earlier to go ahead and open the gates, because it is kind of annoying to not have access to those. Anyways, I go back to Sylph and Saffron, and although this is a later part of the game, I decided to go ahead and give it a try anyway. I just about sweep the entire tower, only really dying when I'm not paying attention, and I make it to green, and wow, I get stomped here. I can only beat Pidgeot when I confuse him, and he hurts himself twice, and then I have to get a good Fury Swipes to actually take him out. I finally manage this, and I take out Gyarados with a lucky crit that I'm almost positive was necessary to actually do his full health bar, since he has Intimidate. And next is Charizard, and Shadow Ball does not take him out, and he flamethrowers me to death. Alright, in that case, I'll head back to the intended path for now to get some free levels. But first I go clear some extra trainers, change my Shedinja's name to Naruto because I was getting bored with my terrible joke, and I also grab Return for a much more reliable move for normal types instead of Fury Swipes. Also, a quick note, right after I got out of the rock tunnel, that was when basically the time skip happened that I mentioned earlier, just in case you guys were wondering. Anyway, I go fight Erica to get my 4th gym badge, and it's super easy. There's, nothing interesting to note there. I kind of forgot I needed the bike to progress, and I also kind of forgot how to get it, so you can see some slightly confused backtracking going on. But I remembered pretty quickly and went and got the voucher and the bike. I battle all the trainers on Cycling Road, and then once I get to Fuchsia, I remember that I need to get some HMs. So I go to Safari Zone and try to find the secret house. Like I said earlier, I haven't played Fire Red for a while, so I didn't exactly remember where I was going. After some wandering, I realized where I needed to go, headed to the secret house or whatever. I picked up the items I found along the way, which was pretty lucky since I forgot I needed the gold teeth as well. Also, I ran into a Chansey and a Kangaskhan, and I only went to Safari Zone once. I luckily only had to go once, but I ran into both those guys, and I tried to catch them for fun, just to see if I could. Definitely did not happen, but it was kind of nice seeing, they're pretty rare, so it was nice seeing them. Anyways, after I got the HM from the secret house, I went ahead and counted how many extra steps I had, and I had 26 extra steps, so not too bad for really remembering where I was going. But anyways, I go ahead and give this old guy his teeth, and I think it's kind of funny that he lost in the Safari Zone, and I can just imagine him trying to go get them back, and the warden asking for 500 Pokédollars or something, and him having to go home without his teeth. But whatever, time to go fight Koga. So Koga's pretty easy. I just about one-shot everything since I'm pretty over-leveled. Level 69 to be exact, pretty nice level, and I go ahead and get his badge. Not gonna lie, I think I spent more time banging into the walls than actually fighting Koga, but that's okay. I head to the east of Fuchsia, and holy moly, there are almost 20 to 25 trainers, it feels like, over here. So I go ahead and hit them all up, and I'm always trying to think of ways to make it so the double battles don't involve Diglett, like I said. So for this first one, I just use an X speed for Diglett's turn, and for the other one, I have Diglett use Dig, so he's literally just gone from the fight, while Shedinja kills the other two. I actually went ahead and tried having Shedinja kill Diglett right away in the fight, but this Hitmonlee actually knows Fire Punch, or the Hitmonchan, my bad. So I can't waste my turn like that. So I just go ahead and have him dig, get out of the fight. I wish there was a better way to do this, but at least Diglett's contributing like literally nothing to the fight, not damage, any type of status move, so it's really not that big of a deal in my opinion. It's also, you know, an optional fight, and I'm just doing it to get the XP, so nothing too sinful here, I like to think. After these trainers give me a few levels, I go ahead and clear the other Snorlax, and it is finally time to try my hand at Silphco again. Now that I have return and more levels, I'm pretty optimistic about the fight, but we will see what happens. So I go ahead and fight him the first time, and so far so good. Pidgeot and Gyarados go down like no sweat. And then I go ahead and Shadow Ball Charizard, and yeah, you are kidding. Okay. I'm still optimistic, don't worry, I think we can still do this. I think that was kind of unlucky, so I go ahead and try again. I go back, and a crit. Okay, well, we definitely take those. I sweep the rest of his team, and Giovanni is next. The only person on his team I couldn't one-shot before was Kangaskhan, but return is kind of busted, so it goes down this time. I rescue the old man, take his Master Ball, and then that finally clears out the Rocket Dudes from Saffron. I hit up the dojo next for some free XP, and I grab Hitmonlee for fun since he's cooler, in my opinion, and I needed a strength user. But I realized the Lapras I got from Sylph can also use Strength in Surf, so I got rid of Hitmonlee as soon as I hit the PC. I hit up Sabrina's gym, and I actually need to go to the Pokemon Center to heal, but I couldn't find the exit. Luckily, one of the Ghost-type users here one-shot Shedinja, and I basically get Escape Rope out of the gym. How convenient. I heal up and try to find Sabrina, enjoy this montage of me looking like an idiot for a couple minutes, unfortunately. Oh, there she is. Cool, first try. Finally, I'm at Sabrina, first try, right? Anyways, I sweep her first try as well, and yeah. Not really challenging since I'm Ghost, which is pretty super effective against Psychic. So next I head to the Seafoam Islands and try to get Cinnabar. I kind of forgot the way to get through, and I accidentally fight Articuno. Well, I need the XP, so I go ahead and kill Articuno. So I figure out the Seafoam Islands and make it Cinnabar. After cleaning the Pokemon Mansion out, I go ahead and fight Blaine and his goons. Right before I fight Blaine, I decide I want to take a quick look at my stats, just so everyone can go ahead and take a look. I got my attack at 191, my special attack at 73, and my speed at 138. So we start the battle, and he leads with Growlithe, who hits the Intimidate. He and the next two still get one shot, and it is down to Arcanine. He hits me with another Intimidate, and now I'm kind of nervous. That is 2 attack levels down, so we might have to go back to grinding to get past this. But then Shedinja hits with a crit to clutch it out, and we take the badge. Shedinja is kind of super flexing on these gym battles. I'm pretty sure Gen 3 still has physical and special moves, like super messed up. So hopefully Ghost type is physical. I'm not sure, so feel free to leave a comment below that if you know the answer. I honestly don't know. Also, while you guys are here, be sure to leave a comment and just subscribe to the channel in general if you've enjoyed the video so far. I definitely appreciate it. But we make it back to Pallet, and after bailing on Bill, we head straight to Viridian Gym for our last badge. So I go through Giovanni's gym, and it's pretty funny. I actually get stuck on one of the trainers' Tauros. He has a double Intimidate team with Arbok and Tauros, and Tauros is also normal. So I have to use Return, which means I don't get stabbed, and it literally does 99%, like every time. And then I just die. It's pretty unlucky. I eventually have to come back, and I die a few more times before I actually have to change my tactic. I go ahead and Confuse Ray and tell the RNG gods smile upon me, and then I return until it is donezo. I beat Giovanni by Shadow Balling to death and snag my last badge. I go to Victory Road, beat Green on the way. And get through the last dungeon, no sweat. I end up at level 93. So I go grind one last level and then use all my rare candies to finally get my level 100 ninja. My grand total for stats are 227 attack, 87 special attack, 164 speed, and my defenses are no one cares. I'm level 100 and no Shadow Ball, Return, Confused Ray, and Leech Life. I'm about 31 hours of game time. Like I said earlier, I've played at increased speed for a few parts, so definitely not super accurate in case anyone's like wondering for like a speed run or something. Not really interested, but yeah, there we go. So it's time to take on the Elite Four. I go in with pretty good hopes, but I actually get stuck right away. I can one-shot Dugong, but the Lapras that comes out next, I cannot. She spams Confuse Ray. So I end up Confuse Raying her, and then I'm able to take her down. Just to immediately hit another wall in Cloyster. He also doesn't get one shot, and he uses Hail. I have 1 HP, so this is not very good for me. I eventually Confuse Ray my way through the fight, and I make it to Bruno. I beat Bruno first try, thank goodness. But next is Agatha. I end up struggling a bit with her Golbat, but it doesn't give me too much trouble. So I'm down to Lance. He's pretty tough. His Gyarados lowers my attack, and also 50-50 will kill me, whether or not he uses a super effective move. Sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. And I also can't one-shot him. So I struggle a bit with him, but eventually I take him down, and Aerodactyl is next, who, thanks to Gyarados' Intimidate, I also can't one-shot. He always will use Ancient Power or a Wing Attack, and both of those will one-shot me. And I have to either Confuse Ray him and get lucky, or have him miss. So eventually this pays off, and I get past that to his Dragonite. And to get past Dragonite, I have to first bank on Gyarados using Twister, so I can two-shot him, and then Aerodactyl hitting itself Confusion, so I can finish him off with Shadow Ball, and then I have to have Dragonite hit itself twice. And this finally happens, thank God. So I take out the next two Dragonairs, no sweat. And oh wait, probably should have cut this out. Actually walk past Lance into Green's chamber without saving. Get one shot by Green, and I have to reset and fight Lance again after I lose. So that whole parade of things I had to do earlier to beat Lance, I basically had to RNG again. And not gonna lie, it actually didn't take as long as I thought to do it again, and I finally beat him and save it before Green. So I go ahead and use my Elixir to give him all my moves power points again and go fight Green. This, I will just preface real quick, was super difficult and time consuming. So basically I go in and Return kills Pidgeot half the time. So if it doesn't one-shot Pidgeot, he will Aerial Ace, and that is an instant restart back to, the battle. So the furthest I can consistently go for a while is I can get to his Charizard, and the way I've been getting to Charizard is I 50-50 the return on Pidgeot, and then Rhyhorn will always use Rock Tomb, and he has to miss it. So I have to kill Pidgeot, one-shot with return, which happens half the time. And then, oh my bad, not Rhyhorn, Rhydon. Rhydon has to miss Rock Tomb. And then Gyarados has to use Hydro Pump instead of Bite. And then it's finally Charizard. So if all those things happen, I can make it to Charizard. And I do that a few times, and I could try to play my hand at the RNG gods with Confuse Ray, but I decide to do it a different way. I come with a different idea. So this is getting pretty tedious, but the other strategy I went ahead and tried is I 50-50 the Pidgeot with return, double team on Rhydon, and hope that he misses Rock Tomb while I stack it. At first I try to stack 2 double teams and then dodge, just stack 2 double teams and then sweep the rest. This wasn't working because somehow Gyarados was hitting me with Bite even with 2 stacks, and even if I was able to take him out, Charizard would literally still hit me with Fire Spin somehow, which I'm pretty sure has like an 85 accuracy. So pretty frustrating that I was still getting pegged with this stuff. So I decided I need to stack 5 double teams, and this is still kind of hard to do because, like I said, I have to 50-50 the Pidgeot, and then I have to have Rhydon miss 5 times. But I eventually pull it off, and I get to Charizard, and he literally out of nowhere, he's been using Fire Blast and Fire Spin this entire time, pulls out an Aerial Ace, and, you know, obviously one-shots me. In case anyone doesn't know, Aerial Ace doesn't have a 100 in accuracy. It literally cannot miss. So, like the description is, this move never misses. So I decide that since it's the first time he's ever used it, that it was a fluke, and I go ahead and try the strategy again. And I get back to the same exact spot where I was last time with 5 double teams stacked, and he Aerial Aces me again. And I got pretty mad at this point, so I just go back to the old build to try again. So before we finish this off, I'll tell you my current plan to win the battle. So I have to win the 50-50 return with Pidgeot. I have to bank on Rhydon missing Rock Tomb, and then just Shadow Ball him twice. So Shadow Ball doesn't kill. It'll usually just get him low enough for Green to use a full restore. But while he's doing that, I just, you know, I get a free Shadow Ball off, obviously. And 2 will kill. It does about 60%, 70%. So after that, after I, you know, bank on him missing Rock Tomb, I have to hope that Gyarados goes for Hydro Pump on turn 1 or missing Bite on turn 1. If he does either of those things, then I can get 2 Shadow Balls off and take out the Gyarados. And that's all I've gotten so far. I've been super hard stuck on the Charizard. And I go for the Confuse Ray on turn 1, and the Charizard hits himself. This is huge. So I go ahead and Shadow Ball, and he doesn't die. So yeah, so I immediately started, like, in my head going back to the drawing board, because this was getting crazy. But I must have been, like, unbelievably lucky in this moment, because he hits himself with a second Confusion, and the last Shadow Ball is enough to take him out. His last 2 Pokemon are Alakazam and Executor, and Shadow Ball is super effective against both of them. So I literally, you know, just sweep the battle there, and that is the run. So I officially beaten the game with Only Shedinja. Just a quick note, there was no saving in between battles or anything. My last save was right before Green. The RNG wasn't necessarily in my favor for a while, but it eventually came around. I feel super accomplished, and I really hope you guys enjoyed the journey with me. In case anyone who's wondering, the last battle with Green was easily the hardest in the run, and it definitely was kind of concerning when I'm already at level 100 and I'm, you know, getting stuck like that. But yeah, I feel super good that I was able to do that. Like I said, I've never uploaded a video like this, and I've never done anything like this, so if you guys have any suggestions, like in the audio, in the recording, in the gameplay footage, just let me know in the comments below. I would really appreciate the advice and, you know, any critiques you guys have. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up to let me know. And if you didn't like it, you know, go ahead and click the thumbs down. That's fine. I would really appreciate it, though, if you could tell me why, so I could work on that for the next video. But yeah, also, if there's a different strategy you guys could have think I could have used that I did not think of that maybe would have made it a little less grindy, feel free to let me know. I mean, I didn't think super hard about it, but nothing like super obvious came to mind, so go ahead and let me know. I have some more videos like this planned, if it goes well at all. So if you guys want to see me attempt a different challenge with a different Pokemon, you know, same game, different game, whatever, you know, you can feel free to let me know in the comments below as well. Whatever you guys really want to see. So I really appreciate if you stuck around and watched the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. I will catch you later, guys.